Hi there, this is Mimi G. Have you missed me? I know I haven't put out any videos in this my Christian channel. I've been putting videos on my other channels, which I'd like you to check them out. I have a weight loss channel where I'm going to be tracking my weight loss. And I also have just a random channel, which is pretty fun. I just talk about random things. And then I have this channel as well, which is my favorite channel because I get to do what I love. So today I was watching the news and I was seeing a news report of these children who, I don't remember what state, but they're from Mexico. And these children, before they go to school, they wake up early and they work in the coffee fields or in the coffee plants. And what they're doing is that they're earning a living to be able to eat. They're earning a living to be able to go to school, because some of the things that we take for granted, like a school bus or school and, free education, free lunch, other people don't get that stuff. And sometimes we forget that other people are really suffering, or at least they don't have all the blessings that we do. So I was watching that. And in contrast, I don't have any kids of my own, but I have nephews and nieces, and I was a child myself, where sometimes us as kids, we're always upset. We're always angry because our mom bought us the wrong Barbie, or maybe our dad bought us the wrong Ninja Turtle. We didn't want the red one. We wanted the green Ninja Turtle or the blue. And we have these kids getting angry and absolutely upset because it's not our fault, but we are a part of a materialistic country that has taught us to be very materialistic and care about material things. Now, I don't really like to say this because a lot of people confuse what I'm trying to say, and I'm not trying to say that blessings and material goods are bad. They are not bad. Blessings are blessings, and receive them if you have them. Be grateful for them. But there is a problem when we don't have a blessing, and it just changes our mood. It changes how we see God. If we see God, it changes our attitudes towards other people. That is when the material goods or anything other than God, when we put that in first place in our lives, and it just affects our relationship with God, that's when these other things are bad for us. And I wanted to read here from Phillipeans 4:4, where Paul says, "Rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I will say, rejoice." Did you know that you can be happy even when you're going through problems, even when you don't have everything that you need, even when you might be sick, or when just things aren't perfect? You can be happy because nothing, no sickness, no nice car, no house, no money can give you joy. The only real thing that can give you joy is God. And if you have God, even though you might not have so many other things, you can be happy. And I know that for our country, we're so materialistic, and oh my God, I just lost my car and I'm just so angry and I'm just so frustrated. Why did it happen to me? And I'm gonna stop going to church, and maybe I'm just gonna stop praying. I'm gonna stop seeking God, because what for? Why am I seeking God? Look at what happens to me. And we're materialistic people, but God is offering us a joy that even when we don't have those things, we can be happy. And I like what Paul says after this, and I really think these are steps on how we can maintain our joy. In verse 5 says, "Let your gentleness be known to all men." You know how you're going to keep your joy? Be gentle. You know, sometimes we have a hard time being gentle. You know why? Because we don't always provoke people. You know, we're not always causing problems. People are coming in attacking us. And, you know, we can only take so much, and then sometimes we just want to fight back. But the word says, you know what? If you want to maintain your joy, you need to be gentle. Now, is it right that that person is attacking you or talking bad about you? No. But if you don't want to lose your joy, they lost their joy. If they're treating you that way, if they're talking behind your back, if they're gossiping about you, those people aren't happy. They don't have joy. They don't have joy, those type of people. But if you want to keep your joy, the word says, be gentle. And number 6 says, be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be known to God. The word says, don't be anxious. How are you going to keep your joy? Don't be anxious. Instead, just go to prayer and go to God and say, you know what, God, I'm going through this, Lord. And just bring it to him and just lay it on him and say, you know what, you're going to take care of that. I'm going to do what I'm able to do humanly, God, but you're going to do the rest, and just take care of it. And we just got to be grateful. Oh God, I might not have this. God, I may not be healthy, but I'm glad that I have life. You know, I may not be in, you know, perfect health conditions, God, but I can still walk and I can still talk and I can still move around, and I'm grateful for that. That is how you're going to keep your joy. Quit looking at all the negative things that are going in your life and start being grateful for all the blessings that you have in your life. Verse 7, and the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds through Jesus Christ. We gotta seek that peace, that peace that only God gives. You know, Jesus said something very interesting. He says, my peace I give you, my peace I leave you, but not like the world gives. And it's really interesting that he says it's not like the world gives, because the world gives a peace that is not everlasting. You know when you buy a new car and you're on a high because you got a new car, or you got a new haircut, or you got a new dress, you got a new suit, and you're looking sharp and you're looking good, and you're on a high, and nothing can stop you, and you feel so good and you feel all this joy. That is the joy of the world. The materialistic joy is the joy of the world. And when you don't have those things, or when those things get old, or when those things get ugly, or if someone steals them, there goes your joy. But Jesus said, I give the joy not like the world gives. He gives the joy that even when your suit got old, even though somebody, took your donkey, or someone, did something to you, God says, you know what? I can still give you my peace. You can still have my peace. And if you have my peace, and if you have God's peace, brother and sister, you have everything. You have everything. Verse 8. Finally, brethren, whatever things are true, whatever things are noble, whatever things are just, whatever things are pure, whatever things are lovely, whatever things are good report, if there's any virtue and if there's anything praiseworthy, meditate on these things. Now, this will be my last verse that I read. You want to keep your joy? Protect your mind from ugly thoughts. Protect your mind from stinking thinking. When you're just thinking of all these negative things, you're always seeing the bad things in people. You're always criticizing people. You're always gossiping about people. You're always thinking bad about yourself. You're always thinking bad about your circumstances. You're always thinking bad about everything. And then you wonder why you're not happy. And you wonder why you're making other people miserable. And you wonder why good things never happen to you. It's because you won't change your thinking. You won't change your thinking. And you need to change the way that you're thinking in order to be able to rejoice. Paul was going through a hard time. He was hungry. Maybe he was beaten. He was in jail. People that were his friends, they weren't coming to visit him, to see him He probably felt all alone. But you know what he said? Oh, and this is one of my favorites. And I said it was going to be my last one, right? But I just gotta read this. And he said at 12, I know how it is to be abased, and I know how to abound. Everywhere in all things I've learned both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and both to suffer to need. And then he says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. He says, you know what? I've learned to be poor. I've learned to be rich. I've learned to be hungry. I've learned to be satisfied at all times. I've learned to be happy no matter my circumstance. No matter if I'm sick today, I'm going to be happy. And if I'm full of health today, I'm going to be happy. And if my fridge is full of food, I'm going to be happy. And if the only thing I have is bologna, I'm going to be happy because I have that bologna. It's like you need to be thankful, and you need to know that it doesn't matter what you are going through, that you can be happy and that you can do all things through God who strengthens you, through Christ who strengthens you. You can do it. Don't think just because you lost something. My mom, right now she's going through something very hard. And she's going to have to leave her home that she's been living in for quite a while. But she's finding the strength in the Lord. I've had my share of hard times in ministry. We've been without money. We've been without an automobile. We've gone through many hard times. We've been without food, even at times. But we're still here. We survived that. You will survive that. Just because you're going through something hard right now, it doesn't mean it's going to be the end of you. You can do, and you can survive, and you can withstand, and you can conquer all things through Christ who strengthens you. So I hope that you take encouragement from this message here. And if you're going through something really strong, just know that God is with you, and he already gave you that joy, and all you got to do is seek it. And seek him before all other things, and say, God, I may not have this, but I will just be happy in you. And you're gonna see how, first of all, you're gonna change, and if you change, everything's gonna change. So I hope this was an encouragement for you. I'm gonna try to be making videos more often for this channel. I know that before I was posting live sermons. I haven't done that. We're in the process of moving to a new building, so I haven't been able to do that, but we will be in contact. Please subscribe if you haven't yet subscribed. Like, comment, I'd appreciate that. Thank you so much for stopping by. I love you in the love of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and God bless you.